Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Joe, and today we're gonna play some Empyrion Galactic Survival. Now, I just found this game on Steam, and I'm pretty excited because I love sandbox survival games, and it's really good time to like sandbox survival games because there is literally 1,000 of them on Steam right now. Every time you look, there's a new open world game going into early access, and that's good for me, but not so good for other people. You know, a lot of them are garbage, but this one is really fun. Now, this is in early alpha, so it's not even in beta yet, and it is really good. There's a few bugs, but it is playable. There's a lot of gameplay. You can spend about 40 hours until you get to the end of it, and they're constantly updating things and adding new features and fixing new bugs, so I'm really excited about this. Some people compare this game to Space Engineers. I don't know, I never did play Space Engineers. I never did get into it, but I'm sure it shares some similarities and stuff like that, but you know, I didn't play that game, so I can't really compare the two. I have played about 3 or 4 hours in this game just so I could get my feet wet, and it is a lot of fun. I really have fun with this game, and yeah, I hope you guys like it. So we're going to start things off, start a new game, start a new world. I'm going to kind of explain things to the point where I know how to do them, and then eventually I'll get into new territory, and I won't know what the heck's going on, and we can learn together, but yeah, so let's just start things off. You can go into survival or creative. We're going to go into survival. It's not too hard. There's just a few bad guys around and all that kind of that kind of stuff. We're going to name our place Joeville because I'm super creative. And we're going to start the game. And yeah. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. You can grow your base, and you kind of have to survive. I guess the story is you were in a ship, and you were with your crew, and you were trying to escape something, and you crashed. Now everybody's dead except yourself, and you have to, you know, escape from the planet. Blah 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 blah. It kind of reminds me of RimWorld. I don't know if any of you guys played that, but it's like RimWorld except first person. You're like stranded, and you got to get out of here. And all that good stuff. But you land on this planet, and you have this space pod here. This is your escape pod. And of course, it was just disabled in the crash landing. So, you know, you can't use it anymore. But everything else seems to function except, you know, the fact that it doesn't fly anymore. A quick note before I get things started. These worlds are, I guess, they're supposed to be procedurally generated worlds, but they're kind of static right now, I guess, if I do understand things. So if you guys have watched any Let's Plays, I'm sure I'm going to start my base just where everybody else does, and, you know, a few things are going to be the same just because, you know, everybody else is starting in the same world, and you'd be foolish not to build your base around the resources you need. So bear with me. I'm sure I'll put my own spin on things. But anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. So you get with this, you get this spacecraft thingy here, and you do come with some gear. You have these fancy little cargo boxes on the side. We're gonna just check things out. So you can go up to them and press T, and you know, this contains some ingots which I can turn into you know, usable things and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna take all of that. This one has some farming stuff, so there's some farming mechanics where you can grow your own food and all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to leave that in there because I'm going to take it, I guess. I meant to leave it in there, but anyway. We'll go around to the other side. What I've got in here, this is your oxygen tanks. We are on an Earth-like planet, however the atmosphere is very thin and I can't breathe the oxygen. So we do need to worry about having enough oxygen, and that's what these little bottle comes in. Oxygen bottles and oxygen generator. We're going to place that very soon, and we got some fuel packs and all that good stuff. I think that was the last container. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll continue doing the tour on this space pod thing. Up here we have the constructor, and this is where we can craft all our useful stuff. It's got a pretty good user interface right here. This is my player inventory. This is the constructor queue. So if I you know, choose to bring something down, and then this is the inventory of the constructor. So if I wanted to make some promethium pellets, I would need some promethium ore down in the inventory, and I can make it. You know, that's how it works. Down here is the fuel tank. So this is the fuel tank of the ship, and we can place some, you know, we'll place a couple fuel packs in there so we can fire it up and actually do something. And we'll jump into the cockpit of this ship here. So this is the cockpit, and we can turn the main power on by hitting Y if you read that hint, and that's going to power up our constructor and all that good stuff. But we're not going to do that right now because I want to conserve fuel. The first thing we're going to do is place down our oxygen generator so we can start making some oxygen, because eventually we'll run out of bottles and then we will die in a horrible, painful death of suffocating. Suffocating? Death of suffocating. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. But anyway, so what you want to do is place this oxygen generating thingy inside some water. And the closest water source, if we hit the M button for map, is right here. Now this is where everybody places it. And you know, I'm not one to go against the grain, so we're going to place it in there as well. We're just going to sprint over there, go into the water, and place our oxygen generating station. Fuel it up and get things started. So it's been a while since my last video, and yeah, I'm pretty excited actually. I picked this game up on Steam and I was like, you know what? I gotta make a video for this game because it's freaking awesome. And that's where the end of that was. Okay, so anyway, we're in the water right now. We're getting some lag, but we're gonna open up our inventory, and this is our awesome looking guy right now. We're gonna take our oxygen generating station thingy, put it in our hotbar. We're gonna go place it. We gotta place it underwater because it converts water into useful energy, useful oxygen, I guess. And we're gonna open up the inventory, and we're gonna take a few fuel packs. We're gonna place those in there. So now that's gonna take the fuel and it's gonna power this machine for, it says right now, an hour and 13 minutes, and we got 110 seconds until our next bottle is generated. And it's gonna give us these oxygen bottles, and right now we have 5. So that's pretty cool. We can check on that later. But let's go back to our escape pod and figure out what we're going to do next. And as you can see along the side, we got some iron deposits over there, so we can go mine some iron. And we got some promethium pellets, or I guess promethium deposit up there, which we can mine that and turn it into promethium pellets. And then the pellets turn into fuel packs. So that's very, we need that. We're going to go get some of that very shortly. But first, I guess we're going to go mine some iron. So that way we can start making some things and, you know, get our playthrough on the go. And we got some wildlife here. We got this cool guy. We can shoot him, but I don't really want to because, you know, save the environment and all that good jazz. They're not aggressive. There are some aggressive creatures. I guess the nighttime is worse. However, I never really encountered too many bad guys at night. I do know there are some hostile creatures guarding some of the more rare deposits and that kind of thing. But when you first start out, you don't really have too much to be worried about. You do get this gun and some bullets in it, so that's pretty cool. And I think one of those storage bins have more ammo, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So we ran out of stamina, but that's okay. We can just walk over here. Overall, though, the game is pretty nice. It looks really nice. It runs pretty smooth. I'm getting 30 frames per second right now, which is pretty good, since Fraps is, you know, kind of process-hungry process-hungry application. Sorry. So that's pretty good. And so this is how we mine. We start out with this mining drill, and you just pretty much blow away the earth. And we mine it away, and we're gonna get some rocks. You see those guys falling out of the earth there, and we can pick all those up. You gotta be careful not to dig yourself too far down into a hole where you can't get out, but I guess if you do that, you haven't played enough Minecraft. And we're not gonna mine too much. We're just gonna mine a little bit here and get things started. But alright, let's get some of this guy. We got a whole bunch down right now, so let's pick that up by hitting the T button. Just spam the crap out of it. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our fancy escape pod. I still don't... Oh, I have lots of stamina. That's good. So we can run now, because walking's pretty slow. It's kind of boring. So we're going to run over there now and fire it up. Turn this iron ore into iron ingots and start crafting some weapons. Because over there in the distance, I don't know if you guys saw it, is a crashed ship. And that ship has a lot of resources that are really handy when you're starting off. You could go and, you know, mine everything and craft all those resources. But, you know, they're right over there. So you might as well go over, kill some bad guys, and get yourself some awesome loot. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna jump into our ship. We're gonna hit the Y button to fire that bad boy up. We're gonna go over to our oxygen tanks. We're gonna pop down these guys just so we have them. And we're gonna go over to our constructor. So let's see. So we're gonna need a few things. First of all, we're gonna need a better weapon because this weapon sucks. This gun is horrible. So we're gonna go down and let's see. How do I do this? First of all, I'm gonna put all this stuff in here because we don't really need this stuff. What's this? That's a grow pod. I don't need that. We can put that core in there, and okay, that's about it. So we put all our resources in there, and now we can switch through these two top things. We can go to templates, so this tells us what we need to build that stuff. We can go into components. This is where we can build all our good you know, blocks and all that kind of stuff, and things for building. And this, which one's this? This is, oh, that's components. The other one was building blocks. That makes more sense. This is components. So this is like the heart of all those weapons and kind of stuff, like electronics, metal components, pipes. These are the kind of the building blocks for the bigger objects that you're going to craft. And these are devices. So you got, what do we have here? We have you know, a large constructor, some storage box, oxygen tanks, oxygen stations, all that cool junk you can put in your base. But first of all, like I said, we're going to need a better weapon. This little pistol is not going to do us any good. So we're going to build a assault rifle. And it says on the side that we need 5 metal components and 1 electronic. So we're going to go back to components, and what that say? One electronics. We're probably going to need more than 1. So we'll build 6. That sounds good. And if you hold shift, it makes 10. So we're going to make 20 metal components because they're pretty popular. We're going to need lots of those. And that's going to craft away there for a minute. And yeah, I'll be right back when that's done crafting. I won't bore you guys, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so we finished crafting all that kind of good stuff. We need to make our weapons, and as you can see, it is now nighttime, and I'll spin around and let you guys see what it looks like. It's pretty dark. Not too bad. I can still see what's going on. We can place down this light I did get. Did I put that away? I think I did. Let's see. Let's go into here, T, and we'll take this work light, place that down. So we can go, it does shine pretty far, so we'll go over here. Alright, so now we can place this. The rotation keys are a little bit weird. I changed mine around. I can't remember what they were default, but you can see that by just going into your settings and hitting controls. But you know, they are kind of confusing, but you can figure that out. Anyway, place this down, and shines a lot of light, as you can see, and that's kind of gonna light things up for us. So anyway, let's go back to crafting what we need. So we want a better weapon. Let's go in here and craft ourselves an assault rifle. And if you can look here, it says it takes 6.8mm ammo. So we got to craft some of that. And yeah, so I usually like to craft, I can't remember how many it makes. I don't think that's 11. Like, I think that's 110. But I can't remember. So we're just going to wait for that assault rifle to finish. And while we're waiting for that too, I also need to craft a remove and repair tool, because we're going to need to break our way into that ship. There's no way to get in it, so we're going to bust down some walls and see if we can get in that way. So we're going to need to craft one of those. Looks like we have all the good stuff we need to craft that. Let's just check. Alright, remove and repair tool. Oh, I was like, why is that frozen? That's weird. I don't understand. It must be because we're out of fuel. So let's check on our fuel situation here. That's not good. Did we use up all our fuel? Because that would be a stupid thing to do. Okay, that's bad. Let's go down and I swear to God, if this oxygen generator used up all our fuel, that is gonna suck, because I really don't know what happens if you run out of fuel, because you actually need that machine to turn the promethium pellets into fuel. So if you run out of fuel, I don't understand how you would possibly. That's not good. Anyway, let's just hope that this didn't use all the fuel. Ah, it didn't. Good. Let's take out both these here. And let's rush back now and plop these in and cancel everything and make some fuel packs, because I really don't want to run into this problem again. So that's a tip, I guess. First things first, make some fuel. First things first, I'm a realist. Yeah, pretty sure. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, you can see up in the corner it's 16 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, it's fairly good. That's a nice metric temperature. That's pretty good. It is 6:56 in the morning, I suppose. Let's cancel this. So in order to cancel things, you have to go up to this constructor and turn it off, and then click on them to remove them. We're gonna move these guys. What do I want to do? I want to make some fuel. So this takes promethium pellets, and we got 120 of them. So we're gonna make 12 of these. Flick that on. And oh, right, yeah, duh, doesn't have any fuel. And we're gonna place these in here. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's gonna be pretty quick. And once it's done of that, we're gonna make ourselves an assault rifle, and we're gonna make ourselves some ammo, and we're gonna make ourselves a remove and repair tool, and we need a remove and repair charge for that remove and repair tool. We don't need 10 of them though. Okay, and what's that? Fuel pack, it needs 1, and metal pieces, it needs 10. So how many metal pieces do I have? I have 200 metal pieces. I have more than enough. And I have more than enough fuel. So every time it makes 1, it actually makes 2 fuel packs. So it says 6 left, so I'm actually going to have 12. Cool, that's awesome. So that's going to be enough fuel to get us, you know, going. And then on the way back from raiding that ship, you know, maybe we'll stop at the mine deposit and mine out some promethium ore. But we'll just see how things go. So it's going to take a few minutes for this stuff to craft. It is kind of a pain in the ass, but I don't want you guys to have to sit and watch it. So I'm going to pause the video, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so finally that stuff's done, and took a little while. But anyway, so got some bullets done here. I was going to wait for 200, but I got impatient. So anyway, we got our... Just remember to pull the stuff out of this inventory before you leave, because I've done that a lot. I just, you know, it's ready, let's go, let's leave, and then I forget to actually take anything out of that inventory. I have to run all the way back. It's a pain in the ass. So anyway, we're gonna, yeah, let's, okay, so we got our bullets, we got our chargers, we got our guns and all that good stuff in here. I did want to show you this. As you can see on the left-hand side there, my oxygen is getting pretty low. So we go over here to our oxygen generating station, and we made sure that our container had oxygen, which it did. And then we walk over here to the oxygen station, and you can hear it filling up now. So you can see the oxygen going back up. So we're good to go. So let's head out on down yonder. And you can see it off in the distance here. Let's see if we can zoom in. You can see it over there. That's where we're going. Now there are a few bad guys, a few drones and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, nothing too serious. And it's a good time to see the environment. I get later on in the game too, you can build yourselves some Land Rovers and some hovercrafts and that kind of thing. It makes traveling a lot easier, and you know there's other planets you can visit. So we can build ourselves a spaceship, and we can rocket out into space and go into orbit, and we're gonna build ourselves a space station, and then we're gonna land on other planets and harvest them for their resources and just rape and pillage everything we see, and then go back to our space station and carry on. So it's a lot of fun. You kind of start off on this planet, and you need to build yourself up and get a space station, or build yourself up and get some vehicles, and then you can blast off into space and explore things that way, which I kind of like. I kind of like that. That is a weird looking planet. Look at that thing. That looks like it's got like, this thing, you know, like sexually transmitted diseases. This thing has every one of them. Like all of those diseases this guy has. He got like herpes, chlamydia, gonorrhea. You know, that's bad stuff, guys. All right. And we discovered a new resource. So I guess there's a sensor in my suit that's like, yo, you just found this deposit. You're cool. So that's pretty awesome. He moves pretty quick though for a guy full of gear and an assault rifle and a couple drills on him. He's a pretty quick mover. I was gonna take something too. I forgot to get it. I think it was my rations. My food rations, which is not very good, but I think we can loot some in here, so that's okay. But you do get some on the ship. I forgot to check that storage container when we first started, but we do get some. So that's pretty good. Just remember to take those, and you got, I think, 5 or 6, which is plenty enough to do until you get yourself a food processor, and you can kill these guys for their glorious meat and turn it into salami or whatever else you'd like to turn it into. Now, once you start to get a little ways up here, you're gonna have some drones come at you and gonna fire and all that good stuff. So let's just check that out. They should be coming up here soon. They're not that hard to kill. But this ship is awesome. It kind of shows you what you can build. And if you look online, there's a lot of really cool spaceships that people build. And I'm like, well, how did... Oh, shit. We're getting shot at now. Where you come from? Oh, sucker. What? Oh, and reload, too. Don't forget to reload. Yeah. And... Oh. These guys have really good aim. There's no reload animation yet, by the way. But remember, this is in like pre-alpha, so anything you see here most likely will change. But which is awesome. Like, I don't see completed games that are this functional. So it's pretty good. They have some loot on them too, so we can go up and loot their dead, lifeless bodies. We're gonna steal that. Some ammo. That's cool. And I think we're getting shot at again. By something. Where are you at? Sounded like we were. I could have sworn. Some fuel packs, some more ammo. I think there's another one up here. There it is. See if we can snipe this bad boy. I don't think so. I think this thing has a range of 180 meters, so we should... There we go. Should be able to kill it. So now we can go in and use this remove and repair tool, which we can just start sucking walls out of it and jump in and we can loot it of all its glorious loot. It has quite a bit of stuff. You got lots of materials on there, lots of med packs, some antidotes, because you will get poisoned if you fight the wrong thing, and there's some food and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's just run over here, and I guess you don't really... Actually, you can use J for jetpack, so I suppose you could just... let's see here. No, I guess not. I guess you can't jump that high. So let's go over to the door here. And if you're like, why the hell can't I sprint? Because I did that forever. It's because you left your jetpack on and you can't sprint anymore. So just hit J and turn that off again. But we can steal these. These are lights. Let's see. Oh, reload. Let's see. So do we get a light? No, we didn't. We got a glass plate. Handy. Okay, so let's go in here and we'll just keep doing this. Oh, that's cool. I can repair it too. Oh, a core. I think we want that. But yeah, you can literally sit around here and loot everything. So you can see right here, because I destroyed that core, I got some electronics, some metal plates, some cables. That's, you know, that's good stuff. That's all that stuff you don't have to create anymore, so that's cool. So you want to try to get... What the frick? Come on. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy, you can do it. This guy's got erectile dysfunction like really bad. He just can't get it up at all. I don't know why I can't. I didn't have this much of a problem last time. There we go. Alright, so now we're inside the ship. We can run around, loot some stuff. I don't think there's any bad guys in here. Got some all kinds of good ores, some promethium ore. That's sick. We got some plants. I wonder if I can actually... Fuck. Bad word, sorry. Yeah, I think I can destroy this. No, I guess not. I thought you could loot that storage crate itself. Guess not. And we got one here. Some more metal plates, electronics, control devices. Look at all this stuff we're getting. This is madness. And we can check out the ship too. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, the stuff you can build is awesome. I mean, we're gonna build some crazy ass space station up in orbit in a couple episodes anyway. It's not gonna be this one. We got some med kits and some toothpaste. It's not toothpaste, it's hemorrhoid cream. That's what I like to call it. I'm not quite sure what it is. It is antibiotic ointment, which is pretty much the same as hemorrhoid cream. Some adrenaline shots, metal plates, metal pieces, computers, control. I could just hit that little arrow and that would take it all. There's friggin' these things everywhere. Those big oxygen tanks, those we're gonna build in our base. Those are pretty cool. I think I hear a drone out here. I hear something. You guys hear that? Oh yeah, I was gonna turn the music back on too, because the music is actually pretty nice. Yeah, it's like that's your ambient noises and stuff, and it's actually pretty good. Normally I don't like music and that kind of stuff in games, but they did a pretty good job this time. Oh, I don't ever remember seeing this one. Cool. I didn't get that one last time. I hear that drone. Oh, there he is. Look at that guy. Snipe. Still doesn't know where the heck I am. I don't know if he's... We'll go out that way and we'll steal his loot on the way out, but I think there's a few more we can steal here. I think there's a few crates up here. Yes, more stuff. Whoa! Shit. Frig, this jetpack is hard to use sometimes. Anyway, we're gonna... I'm sure there's some things we missed, but that's okay. We got some good score, I think so. We got lots of good stuff we wouldn't have hid. Mainly these med kits and stuff like that. Stuff that you can't create early on. Those Promethium ore, that's good. That's going to turn us into lots of good energy packs and that kind of stuff. And you can come back and you can just loot this stuff. You can just sit here and... I know, I've read of stories where people are just slowly getting rid of this whole ship, one block at a time, just for fun. I don't know what they're doing, but probably getting lots of loot from it. And you can pick stuff off these plants too. Like you go up to here and you're like, yo, what are you giving me? This guy's giving me nothing. That's fine. I swear there was some. Yeah, okay. So we can hit T and we can get ourselves some alien plasma. And I don't know really what that's for, but it looks like a set of rotten lungs. That's pretty cool. And where's this guy? I seen a guy around here. Let's see. Let's just scope this guy out. Okay, we won't kill him. Make sure he's not coming back after us. Okay, and then this guy. And he just comes right after us. And so yeah, we can take this raw meat and stuff like that. We can actually steal this and let it spoil, and we can turn it into some good stuff. But if I had a food processor, I could take that back, process it into maybe some salami or meats or anything I'd like, and then throw it in my freezer, and I can eat that later, which is pretty cool. Let's go back to this crashed out drone and check it out. Well, see, this whole world is like, you know, malleable, sorry. Like, I'm just digging a hole right in here. I can build a base down here. I don't know how far you can go down, but that's pretty cool, though. I mean, that's awesome. I love games like that. Like, I love sandbox games. I don't think, ever since I was a kid, I was like, man, they're awesome. And there was none of them. Nobody ever liked them. They're like, what do you mean? You don't want to shoot people and play missions? Oh, this guy had a lot of junk. Look at all that stuff. A reactor core. We're gonna need that later. We got a really good haul this go around. That's awesome. So we're gonna head our way back to base. I think this is a good spot to end episode number 1, guys. We got pretty far. We're getting. I think I played a little bit farther. I made a few machines and a little base in my offline playthrough. So soon I'm gonna be getting into stuff I don't know anything about, and you know that stuff's always fun because I usually make lots of mistakes and end up swearing a lot. So that's, you know, it's just great. If you guys want to see more of this series, do feel free to let me know in the comment section. Smack around that favorite and share button if you want, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.